The DH is Tim Blankenberger. Hitting 8th, then rounding out the lineup, third baseman Justin Kirkpatrick. First pitch comes at 5:54. It is outside for ball 1 against Noah Powell. And we are off to the races in the finale of this doubleheader and series. Enjoy the broadcast and the ball game, everybody. Right-hander is Klein. The right-handed batter is Powell, and he fouls one off. First base side now to the ballpark. Just a beautiful day and night for baseball. 77 degrees right now. Game time temperature. Wind out of the north at 1 mile per hour. 1. Next one's fouled off. First base side out of play. It is 1-2. Just a handful of folks around. This is the finale of a tough weekend for Ohio. Rain out yesterday. Had that 2-hour rain delay on Friday. And then just an absolute tail kicking in game 1 of the doubleheader. Klein trying to salvage it. And the next one misses upstairs. It's 2-2. Powell is a .307 hitter. 3 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Klein on 2-2 coming back. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good way to start. Strikeout for Klein is his 23rd. Powell goes down with the strikeout for the 28th time in this series now. Powell is 1 for 10. Here is Chase Sebi. He is their catcher. 2 for 2 in the first game of the doubleheader. 1 for 2 in game 1 of the series. So he is 3 for 4. Sebi, .342 hitter with 2 home runs and 17 runs batted in. And he eyes one high and wide. It's 1-0. Shadow of the light standard out towards short, where Trevor Hafner is. Shadow from the structure behind the plate out towards home, but there's still some gap there. Next one misses inside. It's 2-0. To be frank, this has been a frustrating weekend, but at least the weather has been nice today, and hopefully Ohio can salvage a game in the series. 2-0, fly ball to left. Garcia is there, doesn't have to move much. Now comes in on a light jog, and he will make the catch for out number 2. So Sebi flies out. Here is Jeff Riedel, reigning Mid-American Conference Player of the Week. He went 1 for 6 in the opener. He went 1 for 4 in game 1 of the series. So he is 2 for 10. Hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning on Friday. Riedel hits .353 with 6 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Right-handed batter, no batting gloves, close to the plate, back of the box, open stance, bouncing ball to third. Giannini gloves that, throws low to first. Rote digs it out, and there's a 1-2-3 frame. Nothing for the Cardinals. Ohio coming up. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. He's from Massillon. 6'3", 205, and a freshman. So we've already seen good starting efforts by John Baker and Dre Jamison today in this series. And if Baker didn't have the rain come, obviously he didn't do it, but if that rain delay didn't occur, he would have lasted a lot more than 4 innings. Struck out 8 Cats, 1 walk in the opener of the series on Friday. So here's Trevor Hafner. Got to create some buzz somehow. It's been a tough day and a tough weekend, complete with a lot of diamond dry and turfus. Rain delay of 2 hours on Friday, no game yesterday, and 2 hours to get it ready today for a first pitch at 2 o'clock. Game 2 of the doubleheader, Game 3 of the series, and the first pitch is a swinging strike for Hafner. It is 0-1. 241 hitter, home run and 20 runs batted in. Hafner, the first-year Cat, takes one high. It's 1-1. Meeting number 113 in the all-time series. Ohio trying to salvage a game in the series and pick up their 65th win. Bouncing ball to short, easy for Powell. Sucks it up and throws to first for round number 1. Here's Rudy Rote. Game 1 of the doubleheader went 1 for 4. 4 for 8 in this series. New average for Rudy at 365. 10 homers, 38 runs batted in. Left-handed batter, Wisconsin native. Top 10 in this league in hitting, top 5 in this league in hitting. And the first one misses high, it's 1-0. Just after 6 o'clock in the Eastern time zone, 5 o'clock out in Chicago, 4 o'clock in Denver, 3 o'clock in California. 1-0, hopped in, that went about 50 feet and hopped back to the screen. That had more speed on a bounce to the plate than you'll ever see. It's a ball. It's 2-0. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340, WOUB in Athens. Thanks for making us a part of your Sunday, wherever you are. 2-0 coming. Change up in for a strike. It is 2-1. Got to give the Cardinals credit for what they've been able to accomplish this weekend. They have just K'd the Cats. 2-1 misses inside. It's 3-1. Just an unreal amount of strikeouts. 29 of them right now. And nothing good happens when you don't put the ball in play. 3-1. Strike in the outside black to the left-handed hitter. It's 3-2. We told you in the game preview, Zach Roberts put together from Bobcat TV, the strikeout would be important. And man has it. Payoff pitch fouled back to the screen. Rudy hanging in. Strikeouts are up. Home runs are up. No hitters are up in college baseball. There have been 22 of those, an all-time record into this weekend. Foul tip into the mitt. Strikeout number 1 here, number 30 in this series. Rote goes down on strikes. 2 gone, bases clear, bottom of the first, scoreless game. Here is Tanner Picnic, Ohio's sophomore catcher. Hits 289, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Hits on the right-hand side, Tanner Picnic. 0 for 5 in the opener of the doubleheader. 1 for 4 on Friday. 1-0 the count to him. Bobcats in black tops, Ball State in red tops. White pants for both ball clubs. 2-0 the count. Here it is from Nicholas. That's hit foul, first base side out of play. Kyle Nicholas, Nicolas. Opposition hitting .250 against him. 49 strikeouts now to go along with 33 walks. 2-1, fouled off again. And whenever Ohio's had 2 strikes in this series, you hold your breath because the K, more often than not, has come after. Got to put the ball in play. 2-2 pitch coming. just missed, and Ohio got a call. My goodness, that looked pretty good, and Ohio got the benefit of a call. It is 3-2. Will that matter? Nicholas from the wind, and here it is. Bouncing ball, weakly hit towards third and foul. We'll do it again at 3-2. This part of campus, this part of town just seems so quiet today. Payoff pitch, nubbed foul to the Ball State dugout. That tends to happen. It is obviously graduation weekend, it's move-out weekend, but just rolling in from the plains to here today, it felt like the suitcase was empty. Fly ball deep to left. It's hit pretty well. This is way back at the warning track wall and gone. That is a Bobcat blast from Tanner Picnic to the gap in left center field. And Ohio draws first blood for the first time of the series, 1-0. Picnic, his 7th, second one for Ohio in the series. Rudy Rote had the other. And Ohio on top, 1-0. A 2-out blast. To the left of the scoreboard, to the right of the 380 marker in the gap and left. Here's Michael Klein. So a lead for the Bobcats, and that was a 2-strike home run. So the strikeout didn't come, the home run was there. Maybe the tide has turned. Here is Klein, there's a strike, it is 0-1. Klein takes a strike. Oh, it's a ball inside. Klein can help his own cause as a hitter. Klein takes a strike. It's 1-2. Hits .215, 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. The pitch was in the dirt. Dropped by the catcher, who picks it up and throws to first in time. So 2 strikeouts here for the Cats in the first, but a home run. That's 31 strikeouts in the series, but Ohio leads for the first time. 1-0 Cats on the Picnic. Coming into this weekend, but man, they bombed the Bobcats with 19 runs on 22 hits. So Michael Klein struck out to end the inning, but he's got a 1-0 lead. Griffin Hulecki, Seth Freed and Colin Brockhouse scheduled here. Hulecki swings at the first pitch and lines one to left. Coming in, Garcia makes the catch. One pitch, one out. That's more like it. One away here in the second. Ohio on top 1-0. Hulecki, 323 the average. And he had his hitting streak end at 13 with a 0 for 4 effort in game one of the doubleheader. But he was on base, scored a couple of runs. Left-handed batter bats now. This is Freed. Their second baseman takes one outside. It's 1-0. Freed's new average hits .236, 8 home runs, 32 runs batted in. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Swung through a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Freed in game one of the doubleheader. 3 for 5. Game one of the series, 0 for 4. So 3 for 8, 1-1. Misses upstairs with the changeup, 2-1. I think everything else in the league is final. Yep. We'll give you those scores as we hit on through. We'll have the time. 2-1, slap foul, third base side out of the ballpark. Kent State completes a sweep of Bowling Green, 8-1 that final. BG had 9 hits, but they only had 1 run. Kent State had 10 hits and scored 8 times. So a sweep for the Flashes. 30 wins for the 20th straight year. 2-2, little fisted ground ball toward short. Giannini in front of Hafner, sucks it up, throws to first in time. Good play. Good dig out on the first base side by Rote. 2 up, 2 down here in the Ball State second, as Ohio leads at 1-0. Here's Colin Brockhouse. Brockhouse 0 for 4, but 0 for 4, didn't reach base in the series opener. That ended his 25-game on-base streak. But, gosh, he busted out game one of this doubleheader. Went 5 for 6, 3 runs scored, 4 ribbies. Colin Brockhouse hit a home run, his 8th of the year. Ball State hit 2, Ricotta hit the other. Bases clear, 2 gone, top of the second. And the pitch from Klein, pumped in for a strike to the right-handed hitter. It is 0-1. Brockhouse, a .298 hitter, 37 runs batted in. Black Nike spikes the 0-1. Popped up. This is into right. This drifts a little bit. Moving back on it and towards the warning track is Sargent. Reaches up and makes the catch as his back was right against the wall. Figuratively and literally, his back was against the wall. And he made the catch as he reached up. And that's another 1-2-3 inning spun by Michael Klein. So the ballpark was built just big enough for that catch to be made. Nothing for the Cards. Ohio coming up in the second. 1-0 Ohio. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Run. Ball State doesn't have a hit yet, haven't had a base runner yet. Michael Klein, 1-2-3 in innings 1 and 2. Tony Giannini to lead it off. Giannini, Ryan Sargent, and Devin Garcia scheduled here against Kyle Nicholas. And the home plate umpire, Darren Brown, motions up to the press box, rightly so, to cut the music out. Although, I don't know, it's the second game of a doubleheader. It's been a long weekend. Just let the music play all the way through. I don't think it's really going to affect things. There's a strike. It is 1-1. And the pitch. Fly ball hit well to left center field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. It is playable for the Cardinals center fielder Brockhouse, and he makes the catch. Sounded good off the bat. The angle was good, but just didn't get enough carry. And Giannini flies out to start off the second. Here's Ryan Sargent. So Giannini, 249 hitter with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. Flies out there, 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader, and was 1 for 4 in game 1 of the series. Now Ryan Sargent getting his first start of this series. Takes a strike. It is 0-1. Next one, hit the other way towards right. Playable for Riedel. Comes in about 3 steps, makes a head-high one-handed catch. There's 2 up, 2 down. In the home half of the second with Ohio on top 1-0. Here's Devin Garcia. Garcia 0 for 3 in the opener. Garcia 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader. That is 0 for 6, and he struck out 5 times. First one hops in from Kyle Nicholas. It is 1-0. Now it's early, so there isn't that great of a sample size, but Ohio will have a better chance against Nicholas than they did against Baker and Jamison. Not saying that Nicholas can't throw a good one today, but he is 2-4 with a 5.01 ERA. 2-0, misses low, 3-0. But already here in the nightcap of the doubleheader, Ohio's mannerisms are better. Their plate presence is better, albeit just with 1 hit. There's a strike in the outside edge. It's 3-1. But it can't be easy after you get your tail kicked all over the ballpark and you lose by 14 to come back and try again. 3-1, low and outside, ball 4. Good plate appearance for Devin Garcia.
Number 34, Sebastian Fabik.
So here's Sebastian Fabik. Hits 147, no home runs and 2 runs batted in. Getting a lot more time as the series and season's gone along. 0 for 3 in game 1. Fabik in the first game of the doubleheader went 1 for 3, did score the only run. He had the only real big hit. That was a triple to the wall and right. Right-handed batter takes a strike. It is 0-1. Kyle Nicholas, 2 strikeouts and a walk to this point for Ball State. Cardinals' winning streak now is at 6. And they've won 8 of the last 9. Throw to first, chases a runner back. Back end 2 against Bowling Green. Then lost to Indiana State, but then swept Northern, beat Ohio State. They won the first 2 games of this series. 0-1 the count, 2 gone, runner at first, good lead in the pitch. Swing and a miss, backside throw to first, but hopped in there. It's a good idea by their catcher, Sebi, because the lead was pretty good by Garcia. Ohio doesn't run all that much at all. I'm for running a lot. Garcia 2 for 3 on the base pass. He's got a very nice lead. And the pitch on 0-2, high and wide. It's 1-2. The 0-2 pitch is not the pitch to run on. 1-2 though? Sure, why not? Shadows creeping into the plate area. Fabik, back of the right-handed box. Runner holds in the pitch. Bouncing ball headed to left. It's there for a base hit. Hitting second and stopping, thank you, is Garcia. Play was in front of him. I'm all for hustling, but there's no reason to take third and run yourself into an out there. I'm all for fun, but fun has its limits, like stopping at second on a ball in front of you. So here's Aaron Levy. And by comparison to the rest of his body of work, Sebastian Fabic's having a really good day. Tripled in game one, singles here. Runners on first and second, 2 gone. Ohio on top 1-0, bottom of the second inning. And Kyle Nicholas will work to Aaron Levy. Levy in game one of the series, 1 for 3. Game one of this doubleheader went 0 for 2. 1 for 5. 1-0 the count to him. Left-handed batter, back of the box in the pitch. Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Miami won over Western Michigan today, 3-1 in Kalamazoo. They only had 3 hits, and they scored in the 6th, 8th, and 9th innings to win. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. It's 1-2. How about that? Miami, with a single run in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. The Broncos only scored in the 8th, but 3 runs on 3 hits. They were out hit 6-3, but still won 3-1. 1-2 pitch with 2 gone and 2 aboard. Low, it hopped in. 2-2. Now, if it were me, those Sweetwater's Donuts from Kalamazoo, I'd have about a dozen of them in the passenger seat on the ride home. I wouldn't eat them all at the same time, but I'd have a few. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ohio strands 2. Strikeout for Nicholas. That is but 1 potentially, just based on the way the standings are looking. John Ricotta to lead it off. Then Blankenberger and Kirkpatrick scheduled. Latter 3 of the Ball State lineup. Ball club that has 25 wins on the year. Ricotta, their first baseman, pops it up near the Ohio dugout, third base side, and drops in there. Ricotta hits .211, 3 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Game 1 of the doubleheader, he, like all but one Cardinal, had hits, 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, brought in 2. Ricotta hit 1 of their 2 home runs. Game 1 of the series went 2 for 4, so he's had a good weekend. He is 5 for 9. Right-handed batter, 2 red batting gloves. Here it is from Michael Klein. Upstairs, it's 1-1. Klein from the wind, hitting room in right center field in the 1-1 pitch. This is hammered foul. Out of the ballpark, left field side. Northern Illinois salvaged a game in that series, knocked off Toledo 12-4. The Rockets have 10 wins, and that's going to make it tough for Ohio. The teams are competing against for that final spot. 1-2, fly ball to left, hit very well. Moving back is Garcia, drifts back, now settles, and makes the catch right on the warning track, right in front of the warning track, in front of the MAC championship insignias and years in left field. Here's Blankenberger. One gone, bases clear, and Ohio leads at 1-0 here in the top of the third. Blankenberger 0 for 4 in game 1. Blankenberger did not play in game 2 and game 1 of this doubleheader. Left-handed batter, 229 hitter, no home runs and 5 runs batted in, shoots it foul. Oh and 1. Kent State wins for the 31st time, that 8-1 win we told you over Bowling Green. Central Michigan 12, Eastern Michigan 3. Slow hopper to second. Levy had to wait for it. Sidearm throw, and they get him by a half a step. Had to wait for a more favorable hop. Medium portion of the dirt right in front of him at second. So that's 2 up, 2 down. Ball State still without a hit, without a base runner. And here's the 9-hole hitter, Justin Kirkpatrick. Hits 239, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Kirkpatrick 1 for 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader, 0 for 2 on Friday. So 1 for 7. Right-handed batter, and he takes a slider, low and outside. It's 1-0. So this is the last game working in the league. One of the last college games in the country, in fact. 1-0 pitch. Eye high and fouled off. Out of the park, first base side. Count level at a ball and a strike. One pitch from Klein. Fouled over the screen. Back of the plate. 2 strikes and a ball from Michael Klein. Ohio trying to salvage a game in the doubleheader and a game in this series. Klein has been good through 2. Bouncing ball, weakly hit, foul to the Bobcat dugout. We'll do it again at 1-2. Kirkpatrick waits. And here it is from Klein. Pop up on the infield towards third. Giannini has it. Cardinals are hitless through 3. Haven't had a base runner. Klein perfect through 2. And now 3. 1-0 Ohio with the lead. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. The Ball State starter, Kyle Nicholas. Hafner grounded out in the first inning. Where's number 1 in green on the back of that black uniform top? No batting glove, squared to bunt, pulled it back. It was chest high, and it's a ball. It's 1-0. Bunch of Major League Finals from earlier today. We'll go through those here in the bottom of the third. Ohio with 2 hits to this point. This is nubbed foul. 1-1. The Indians did win over the Yankees. Well, maybe they didn't. 7-4 is that final. The Yankees scored 7 runs, all of them in the 8th and 9th innings combined. 3-1 the count here to Hafner. They were up 4-0, then 4-3, then lost 7-4. Pop-up, this is a Major League pop-up, back to home near the screen. There is no room, it lands on the roof. It's 3-2. So the Indians are 17-17 on the year. Rockies win over the Mets 3-2. That was in New York. Rays lose at home to the Blue Jays 2-1. The Jays scored in the 9th. Payoff pitch outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk here for Trevor Hafner. And a base runner for Rudy Rote, which always is a good thing.
Number 26, Rudy Rote.
1-0 Ohio here in the third. And the outfield will back up a couple of steps. The Nationals came back to pop the Phillies 5-4. Again, another comeback win. Major League Baseball today. Nats trailed 4-1 going into the bottom of the 8th, then 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. The shift is on for Rote, third baseman, the only one on the left side of the infield. And Rudy takes one high. It's 1-0. We've seen this shift over the last 2 weekends now. Miami really started the shift, and now Ball State has followed suit. 1-0 is high and wide, 2-0. Shortstop pulled to the first base side of the bag at second. That is Powell. Freed is on the cut of the outfield grass, and then holding the runner on, Ricotta at first with Hafner the runner. 2-0 with the runner holding. That's high and pop back. Out of play. Rudy's first plate appearance, he struck out. It's always a big strikeout for the opposition to get. Giants beat the Braves today 4-3 despite 2 runs for the Bravos in the bottom of the 9th inning. Braves are 19-14. Giants now 19-15. 2-1 pitch. Buried. Hop past the catcher to the backstop. It's a wild pitch. Big turn at second. Hafner thought about it. Stops and goes back to the bag. So a wild one. 10th for Nicholas. So a runner in scoring position for one of the best to drive in runs when they're in that position. White Sox lost to the Twins today 5-3. James Shields had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning. But then the Twins put up 3 runs, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and another late inning collapse for the Pale Hose, and they lose by 2 today. The 3-1 pitch to Rudy Rote. Low, that hopped in 2, and moving up on it to third is Hafner. So runners on the corners here with nobody out in the home half of the third with Ohio on top 1-0. Here's Tanner Picnic. He had a home run in the bottom of the first. If he does the same thing here, it is a 4-0 lead. So this is the most wobbly we've seen a Ball State pitcher look. Everybody else has been good. Baker, Floyd, Jamison, and Marquardt. Time called Ball State's pitching coach out to the mound to chat. Pirates really blew out the Brewers 9-0 today. Ohio had just 2 hits. Chad Kuhl, the Pirates starter, only gave up 1 of them. The Brewers were out hit 13-2 today. Home runs for Frazier, Mercer, and Bell for the Pirates as they win the series in Milwaukee. Kansas City 4, Detroit 2. Royals struggling at 11 and 23. Red Sox 6, Rangers 1. Boston now 25 and 9. Chris Sale the win, 3 and 1. His ERA is at 2.02. He struck out 12 in 7 innings. Meeting done on the mound. And Ohio has a real good chance to add to this 1-0 lead with the guy that gave him the 1-0 lead, Tanner Picnic, against Kyle Nicholas. First one is a strike on a curveball outside, but called a strike. It is 0-1. Activity going to get going in the Ball State bullpen. You would figure they have a bunch of arms to use. Picnic waits on the 0-1 pitch. That was over his head. He ducked out of the way of it. Count level at a ball and a strike. Picnic, Ohio's 3-hole hitter, swings and misses. Wasn't that great of a cut on a fastball that was belt high and over the outer third. It's 1-2. Got to put the ball in play here. You figure anything up the middle, they'll give up a run to get a double play. 1-2 rather, has popped up, back of home and out of play. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the third, and Ohio on top 1-0. This is a prime point for Picnic. What a 3-hole hitter should do. Anything right side will bring in the run. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. The runner moves from first to second. That's Rote, and he'll slide into second without a throw. So it is a stolen base, and Ohio hasn't had a ton of those this year. In fact, that is the first of this series. The third for Rote in 3 attempts this year. Second and third the runners, so that's not the worst case scenario. It is a strikeout, but now Michael Klein bats, and he has a chance to get a base hit here to give himself a 3-0 lead. Ohio starting pitcher. 1-0 Ohio, 1 gone. 2 in scoring position and a good chance for Ohio with Klein, the cleanup hitter, trying to do just that. And the first one bends in for a strike and a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Klein rocks the bat to and fro. 2 batting gloves. And the 0-1. Called a strike just below the knees over the outside black. It is 0-2. Good opportunity to add to the lead here. 1 gone in the home half of the third. Hafner at third, Rote at second. Next one's high. It's 1-2. Kyle Nicholas with 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. This is the 13th batter for him to face. And a big one here for the Cats in Klein. 1-2 pitch coming. Klein takes high. It's 2-2. Klein waits. The 2-2. Lobin outside showed restraint on a pitch in the dirt. 3-2 the count. Not a lot of folks around, but some still here trying to get behind Klein. Ohio needs to add to this 1-0 lead. Got a chance for it here. Payoff pitch to Klein. Upstairs, ball 4, bases loaded. And finally, Ohio has a bases loaded situation. And here comes Tony Giannini. And a good spot for him. That is the first time in this series Ohio has had the bases loaded. There were a couple of weekends, you'll remember, that Ohio just had tons of chances with the sacks packed. This is the 57th at-bat with the bases loaded this year. Giannini is 0 for 7 in this situation. Would love to go 1 for 8. 1 gone, last of the third, takes a strike. It is 0-1. Giannini 0 for 1. Just missed on one on a fly out to center in the second. Grand slam would give Ohio a 5-0 lead. And the pitch. Misses inside. He thought about leaning a little bit in. It's 1-1. Giannini, slightly open stance. Black bat, 2 white gloves, and the 1-1. Popped up, back of home, out of play. Down 2 strikes and a ball, and he slams the barrel of his bat with his left hand. Maybe thought he should have laid off or maybe done something a little bit more with that pitch. No matter, it's 1-2. 1 gone here in the third, and Ohio leads at 1-0. Giannini, Ohio's 5-hole hitter and third baseman, waits. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's a big punch out on a breaking ball. Good pitch from Nicholas to drop that curveball in on him. Tightly spun and eluded the bat of Giannini. And here's Ryan Sargent. And strikeouts, as we've told you, have been a huge story of this weekend. So it's up to Sargent, and this is a golden opportunity for the green and white to add to this 1-0 lead. Sargent flew out to right in his first plate appearance and shoots one foul, right side now to play. 0-1 the count. This would check a couple of boxes here. Bases loaded hit, 2 out hit, and a hit from your 6-hole man. 0-1. Low, it's 1-1. So there are a lot of opportunities here to feel good about yourself in the bottom of the third with Ohio on top 1-0. Sargent gets the start in right field in the finale of the series. The 1-1 from Nicholas. Low and in, outside. Sebi saved it. It's 2-1. And this has been the most stressful inning for a Ball State pitcher this whole weekend. First chance for Ohio with the bases loaded. And Ohio's a 1-0 lead. 2-1 pitch from Nicholas. Bouncing ball wide of third, foul, and Ohio has a 2-2 count with 2 gone. This could swing momentum back to Ball State if they get out of this jam. Base hit here could create a little bit of buzz in that third base dugout. 2-2 the count, 2 gone. Last of the third, 1-0 Ohio. It is Nicholas for Ryan Sargent. Misses low and outside. 3-2 the count. Now, you would love to have that big hit here, but a good eye could inflate the lead to 2-0. Nowhere to put him. 3-2 the count. Nicholas for Sargent. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was letter high and outside, and unfortunately Sargent offered at it, and Nicholas gets out of it. Noah Powell to lead it off. Top three in the lineup, Powell, Sebi, and Riedel. Second look at Michael Klein. Powell struck out. Their shortstop wears 3 in black on the back of that red uniform top. They're in Nike school, Ohio Adidas. Klein with the black mitt. Drops it down, raises it up, and fires. That's low. It's 1-0. Cardinals doing some chirping in that first base dugout, which Cardinals generally do. 1-0. It's high. It's 2-0. They got to be feeling pretty good. They've made the trip from Gallipolis up here to Athens a couple of times this weekend. 2-0, low and inside. It's 3-0. So they know that stretch of road maybe more than anybody else in the MAC does. Because of graduation here this weekend, hotels were not open for them. 3-0 pitch coming from Klein. There's a strike. It's 3-1. They're looking for their first base runner. Klein would love to induce a ground out here, or any kind of out. 3-1 pitch. There's a strike. It's 3-2. And Ball State didn't like that call, and the home plate umpire would request Noah Powell to get back into the box. Home plate umpires don't like it when it's very obvious, when you are very demonstrative, when you step out of the box and you don't like that call. Payoff pitch coming. Klein wipes to a new pitch. And he will work from the wind, and here it is. High and wide, ball 4. That's Ball State's first base runner. And here's Sebi, their 2-hole hitter. Their catcher. And again, the top portion of their lineup, nothing but 300 hitters. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That combined with their pitching and the way they've been able to spin it here in the last couple of weekends gives you belief that they've got a chance in Avon. Top of the 4th, and the pitch with a runner going, hit and run on, fly ball to right. Coming in and stopping is Sargent, makes the catch, and he throws back to first. Could be a double play, but he slides back in. Feet first slide by Powell. 1 gone, back to first. That hung up there for Sargent to make the play as he went to his right, in and to his right. Here is Jeff Riedel. Grounded out in the first. Hits here now in the 4th. Ball State still looking for their first hit. Ohio has 2 of them, which is 2 more than none. This is a good hitter here in Riedel. Right fielder, no batting gloves, rocks and waits and fouls it back. Shadows of the light standards moving out to the outfield now. Press box and stands behind home plate, out towards the right portion of the plate area in the Ball State dugout. Setting sun to the west. Pretty day in Athens. Klein from the stretch would love a double play. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Just blew it right past him. It's 0-2. Klein has 1 strikeout and a walk. The walk, of course, is Powell. He's on at first. Ohio has not turned a double play in this series, which is amazing, considering the fact that Ohio is tops in the league in that department. If they do it here, it will be their 43rd. Klein trying to serve it up. Riedel won't make it easy, though. Modest lead at first by Powell. Pitch is high. It's 1-2. It's been an interesting redshirt senior season for Klein. The injury and whatnot. A lot of different roles for him. 1-2, got under it and floated it foul. Back a home and out of play. But anybody's college years are going to have a whole lot of layers to them. Klein's might have more than most. Playing in a lot of roles as a Cat. DH, outfield, hurt, pitcher, starter, reliever. 1-2 the count, one gone. Here it is to Riedel. Low and outside, got away from Picnic, up 90 feet. Goes the base runner, Powell. That probably is a pass ball. I would figure as much. That hit his mitt. It is a pass ball. 2-2 the count. Runner in scoring position now for the Cardinals. Double play, out of play. So a key pass ball. Klein wipes to a new pitch, works from the stretch. Powell at second, the 2-2 to Riedel. Popped up foul, down the line and right, curling into the hill area, and there it is. Just a gentle breeze here at the ballpark. This is as comfortable as it gets. Ohio on top, 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth. Klein from the stretch. This has been a long encounter with Riedel. He'd like to finish it with the K. He has given him everything he's got, trying to finish him off here at 2-2. Riedel swings and slaps it through the right side hole, base hit. Green light on from third, it's Powell. Up with it and right is Sargent. The throw to the plate is cut off, no relay throw. Sliding in feet first, it is Powell. It's an RBI single to right, and we're tied at 1. First hit of the ball game comes in an RBI fashion. Riedel scores Powell, and we're level at 1 here in the fourth. Here's Griffin Hulecki. Nice piece of hitting by Riedel. He's a good ball player. Hit it through the right side hole on the ground. Now one gone. And wouldn't you know it, when Ohio left the bases full in the third, Ball State scores in the top of the fourth. It's just been that way. Runner breaks from first, pitches high, throw down to second, not in time. A belly flop slide at second by Riedel, so a stolen base. And he does some maintenance work on the divot that he left in the sliding path at second. So Ball State's starting to run. That is the 11th stolen base in 17 attempts for Riedel. So Hulecki has a runner in scoring position now and one gone. They could take the lead with the base hit. So their first hit of the game brings in a run. Klein from the stretch looks at the runner at second. And another look, and here it is, high. It is 2-0. And that right there, unfortunately, points out the team aspect of this game. Because if the pass ball doesn't happen, not to say that Ball State wouldn't have scored in this inning, but he wouldn't have scored from first. And thus, that extra 90 feet gave Ball State the run. Now, they steal the sack. And we're right back where we were just a moment ago, but with a different score. As Griffin Hulecki has had a tough trip to Athens. He had a long hitting streak that was derailed in the first game of the doubleheader. He did go 1 for 2 on Friday, and he pops one foul to the hill on the first base side. It is 2-1. Is the grill still open? Top of the sixth, it will be closed. All right. So if you would like to just come into the ballpark for a hot dog and then leave, you've got till the top of the sixth. Two and one the count with one gone. Top of the fourth, Ball State with a run already in. We're tied at 1. Riedel's hopping around at second. Klein for Hulecki. Check swing. He did foul it off. It is 2-2. This is incredible restraint by yours truly because I am hungry and I've only had half a hot dog and half a protein bar, which is somewhat of a balanced meal, I guess. It's a balance of sorts. It's two halves. 2-2. Just missed inside. Klein wanted the call, didn't get it. Walks halfway to the plate area, takes the throw back. Clearly not happy. It's 3-2. But the carrot on the end of the stick for me is a pizza on the way home. Table for one in the Plains. Sunday night. Lovely. Runner on at second. Ball game tied at 1. 1 gone here in the 4th. The pace of the game is slowed down. Called strike 3 on the outside edge. And Hulecki didn't like it, but it just nicked the outside corner. And had some tail away from the right-handed hitter. Second strikeout of the ball game for Michael Klein. Strikeout number 24 for his season. That's a big punch-out. Hulecki goes down. Here's Seth Freed. Freed 0 for 1. He grounded out to short, back in the second. Runner at second, 2 gone. Top of the 4th, run already in. We're tied at 1. Klein with a bluff move back to second. Nope. Pitch in the dirt, knocked down by Picnic. It's a wild one that will move the runner up 90 feet. So runner at third now. So a pass ball in this inning has moved a runner. Stolen base, moved a runner. Wild pitch, moved a runner. 2 gone, 1-0 the count. Klein for Seth Freed. Left-handed hitting second baseman. Rocks that silver bat. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Swung through a breaking ball. It's 1-1. Red helmets for the Cardinals. Red tops, white pants, black spikes. Outfield straight up for Seth Freed. 1-1 the count with 2 away. Hafner pulled near the bag at second. On the fringe of the outfield grass. 1-1, hammered on the ground to first. Knocked down by Rote. Picks it up. Underhand toss, Klein covering. Got him. And the inning is done. Nice job by Rudy to hang with it and for Klein to book it over to the bag at first. But Ball State scores a run, ties the ball game at 1. We head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Game's tied at 1. Cats left 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. Devin Garcia will start it off for Ohio here in the bottom of the 4th. Long day for everybody involved. Ohio trying to take the lead here. Lights have been flicked on here at the Wren. Something I didn't expect to see on this Sunday night, but here we are. 1-0 pitch to Garcia from Kyle Nicholas is a strike. It's 1-1. Not a lot of chirping at the ballpark. 1-1 strike. It's 1-2. Game was originally supposed to start at noon today, then pushed back to 2. 1-2, hammered to left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. I said hammered, but it was off the end of the bat. So I judged that poorly, but it was off the end of the bat, and it was dumped into left center field. And Ohio with its 3rd hit, and a leadoff single here for Devin Garcia. And here's Sebastian Fabic, who tripled in Game 1 and scored. Singled here in the 2nd inning. Fabic wears 34. Freshman from Lebanon. Slightly open stance, back of the box. Runner breaks from first, pitches high, but it swung through. Throw down to second, and they didn't get him. The throw is to the first base side of the bag at second and pulled in. The shortstop, the second baseman Freed took that throw, and he tried to slap the tag down, but a stolen base for Devin Garcia. Rote had one earlier, Garcia with one now. So a runner in scoring position with an 0-1 count. Fabic lines one off of the pitcher, Nicholas, ricochets toward short, no play, runners on the corners. That was off the side of Nicholas. On the follow-through, and he's okay, he's upright, he's walking. And that ricocheted over towards Powell, and there was no play. They are going to get a man up in their bullpen as Rich Maloney and their trainer will run out to the mound to take a look at him. I'm pretty sure that went off of his side. I don't know if it went off his arm or not, but the good news there on the comeback that it didn't hit him in his head, which is always a danger. But he says he's fine. Maloney will trust him or allow him to throw a pitch here to see how he feels. That ball was smashed. Fabic must be seeing the ball well today as he lined that one. And now Nicholas has one pitch, and their trainer feels he's all right. Looks good from this vantage point. He's good to go. So runners on the corners here.
Up next for the Bobcats, number 30,
Here's Aaron Levy. And you got a lot of opportunities here, or possibilities here. Squeeze definitely in play. Will you start the runner at first? Will you try to coax a run out of the cards? That's happened to Ohio, and Ohio's done that to the opposition this year. You could do a lot with your 9-hole hitter Levy. Garcia at third, Fabic at first. Squaring to bunt, pulls it back, throw down to third. Got to get back. They didn't. Garcia's tagged out. One and 0 the count as the pitch was outside. So basically, that was a pitch out, and on the throw to third, Garcia on no contact had to get back, and he just didn't get back fast enough. The throw was in front of Kirkpatrick, in front of the bag, and he was able to slap the tag down. So 2-5 on that pickoff at third. So the complexion of this changes greatly. Runner at first, one gone. Ohio with the 9-hole hitter Levy. And a very nice job by Sebi to cut down Kirkpatrick. Coming into the series, Sebi had thrown out 12 of the last 16 runners to try to steal the base on him. And Ohio's done better today than the opposition has against the Cardinals for weeks. 2-0 is the count on Levy. So you had runners on the corners and nobody out. Now you have a runner at first and one gone. And that's just a base running miscue. Bouncing ball to first, gloved there by Ricotta. Goes to second for one. Relay to first is late. Scooped up by Ricotta. Powell took the throw at second to cut down Fabic. Levy is on with the fielder's choice. 2 gone, runner at first, bottom of the fourth. Ball game tied at 1. Here is Hafner. That was a smash to first and a favorable hop for Ricotta to then go to Powell. So there's 2 gone here. Back topside to Hafner. And a repeat, Ohio left 3 on in the third. Ohio at first and third with nobody out. Now a runner at first and 2 gone, and it's up to Hafner. It is 0-1, and this has been a microcosm of Ohio's offensive season here over the last couple of weeks, unfortunately. Just haven't been able to get a whole lot of runs in. 0-1 the count. Nicholas fires low. It's 1-1. And you could say that there has been some bad luck, and sure, that plays a part. But there have been enough things to try to control that just haven't gone their way, under their control. Throw to first, back in time as a runner. Ball game tied at 1, Ohio and Ball State. And to give yourself a fighting chance in the final 6 games of league play, you absolutely have to have this one today. 1-1 with the runner holding. That's low and outside. Good eye. It's 2-1. That looked to be over, but apparently low. Kyle Nicholas has walked 4, struck out 6. 2-1 the count. He's working from the stretch. Runner on at first is Levy. And here it is. That's called a strike. Fastball over the outside edge. It's 2-2. Hafner's third plate appearance. This is potentially his second official at bat. Grounded out in the first, walked in the third. Would love to get Rudy Rote up in this inning if you can. Can you keep the inning alive for him? 2-2 the count, 2 gone, last of the fourth. Ball game tied at 1. Back into the box, it is Hafner. Modest lead at first by Levy, held on by Ricotta, and the 2-2 misses inside. 3-2. Got to show good plate discipline here. Understanding time and score and place in the lineup. Hafner clearly can get a base hit. He does have that opportunity. Runner breaks from first, pitches high and inside. Ball 4, and Hafner does his job to keep the inning going. So, this is the best you could hope for in this situation. Rudy Rote bats with runners on first and second and 2 gone. And Ohio in a tie ball game with Ball State at 1 here in the fourth. And based on the numbers, if anybody's going to have a timely hit here, it would be Rudy. Outfield straight up and deep. And the pitch. Line drive, right center field, hit really well, but the right fielder drifts back towards the warning track, and Riedel makes the catch. And the inning is done. He hit that ball on the screws. He scalded it, but Riedel retrieved it, and the inning is done. fact that Ohio has left 3 in the 3rd, and here we are. Ball State and Ohio tied at 1. We're in the top of the 5th. Michael Klein back out there for the Cats. He's been good. 2 strikeouts and a walk. Going into his 5th inning of work. Here it is to Colin Brockhouse, swing and a miss, 0-2. Brockhouse flew out in the 2nd. Opportunities have been there for Ohio, and unfortunately, timely hitting. 0-2 pitch from Klein. This is hammered down the line and left. This is a foul ball. But, wow, was that clubbed. Couple games going on in the Bigs right now. Reds trail the Marlins 5-2. That's in the top of the 6th at Great American Ballpark. The Reds are flirting with going 8-26. Here it is to Brockhouse. Low and outside. It's 1-2. Padres lead the Dodgers 3-0. That's down in Mexico. 8 hits for Los Angeles, and they have no runs. Angels 8, Mariners 2, top of the 9th at Safeco. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Klein kept it away from the right-handed hitter. Turnabout fair play. Ohio struck out a million times this weekend, but K for Brockhouse. That's the 3rd for Klein. And here is John Ricotta. First baseman flew out in the 3rd. Bases empty, 1 gone, top of the 5th. Game 2 of the doubleheader, game 3 of the series. We're tied at 1. Pitch misses up and away to Ricotta. Cardinals and Cubs tonight at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. 1-0 pitch coming from Klein. Fly ball down the line and right, going to be a tough play. It's towards the corner, and it is a fair ball by a foot. Rolls into the corner, picked up by Sargent. It's a stand-up double by Ricotta. You couldn't have thrown it out there any better. Tailed away from Sargent. Question was fair or foul, and it was fair. Double number 5 on the year for John Ricotta, and here is Tim Blankenberger. 1 gone here in the 5th. And wouldn't you know it again? Cardinals threatening after Ohio again stranded some runners. Up to Klein to try to get out of it. Blankenberger, left-handed hitting DH. Looks like a hitter up there. Waggles the bat with purpose and the pitch. High and wide. It's 1-0. Ohio will take on Youngstown State midweek. On Tuesday, Ball State will play a non-conference game against Miami. That's in Oxford, as a Cardinal flies by. Klein from the stretch in the 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0. Then they'll play Purdue at home. So they've had Ohio State at home this year. Now Purdue. Two 2-0 the count. Blankenberger waits in the pitch. Fly ball center field. Fabic drifts back a couple of steps. Now he settles and makes a head-high catch with one hand. Fires it back in. That's a big out. 2 away. Here's Kirkpatrick. Runner at second. Ball game tied at 1. We're in the top of the 5th. And this has been a good start from Michael Klein and probably deserves better than a 1-1 game. Kirkpatrick 0 for 1 today. Popped out in the 3rd. Sun continuing to set. The color is really popping here at Bob Wren now. Lights on in this titanic struggle between the green and white and red and black. Bouncing ball wide to 3rd, foul. There's so little chatter at the ballpark right now that you can hear every bird. 0-1 the count. There they are. But those birds are Bobcat fans, not Muncie birds. 0-1 pitch from Klein. Hangs high. It is 1-1. I will give it to Charlie Cardinal, though. He's got a good Twitter presence. I should retweet the picture of that liquor store in Muncie with the steroid bird as a Cardinal flies behind home plate to the Ball State dugout. There's a red bird flying, now on the backstop. Wow. Look at that. What an amazing thing. Pitch misses high. It's 2-1. Ohio's playing the Cardinals, and a Cardinal just flew behind home plate. And now is upstairs. What a world. Klein from the stretch. Simple oddities, huh? Pitch misses limit outside. It's 3-1. And that really would be the only time that would happen. If you're playing a team that has a bird mascot, that actual living creature would be around. It's not like there are Bobcats running around here behind the plate. Although there are more in Ohio now than ever. 3-1 pitch coming. Misses inside. It's ball 4. Runners on first and second. 2 gone. Top of the 5th inning. Ball game tied at 1. Ball State has 2 hits. Time called. Out to the mound goes Tanner Picnic, and there is activity in Ohio's bullpen. Rob Smith will take the mound walk. And unfortunately, Ohio should have more than 1 run. But they don't. And Klein trying to get through the 5th inning. He struck out 3, he's walked 2, and has pitched very well. The perfect end of the story would be him able to get out of the inning, then Ohio takes the lead in the 5th, and you turn it over to the bullpen, and Klein qualifies for the win. All of his teammates on the infield give him a pat on the back and the chest, encouraging him to get through it. This is the top of the lineup now. This is Noah Powell. Walked and scored back in the 4th. Ball State's lone run. 2 away here in the top of the 5th, and a ball game tied at 1. That Cardinal must be living underneath the underside of the roof just above us here. Which really isn't fair because that's advanced intelligence. There's a strike. It's 0-1. That bird probably relayed some of the scouting thoughts to Muncie during the week. That Cardinal needs to be banned from the ballpark. 0-1 the count. I'll check around here to see if there are any Broncos around. Some horses out in the bullpen. 0-1 high. It's 1-1. They're coming to town next weekend, Western. Two away here in the 5th. You know it must be late in the series because they're giving away popcorn now. 1-1 to count with 2 away. Fouled back to the screen. It's 1-2. It's that time of the series. Free popcorn. Who wouldn't want that? Nice. You have any free, like, filet mignon back down there? Next week. Yeah. No, I'm good. I would choke to death. Manner of play-by-play and popcorn, that's a bad combination. 1-2 the count, 2 gone. Runners on first and second. Klein trying to get out of the jam. Powell waits, and here it is. Fly ball over the glove of Rote, fair down the right field line. Ball State takes the lead. Rakota scores without a play. It is a stand-up double. Now Ball State adds to it. Sliding in safely is Kirkpatrick. It is a 3-1 Ball State lead on a dump of a double down the line and right by Noah Powell. That was over Rote's glove at first and just barely fair. And unfortunately this year there have been an inordinate amount of just barely fair RBI hits against Ohio.
Up next, number 20, Chase Sebi.
It is a double. It does score 2. Here is Chase Sebi. And wouldn't you know it, when Ohio had runners on the corners and nobody out and didn't score, Ball State scores 2 in the 4th. Baseball has a way of making you pay for not bringing in runs. It's high. The first one to Chase Sebi, who was 0 for 2 today, flew out and lined out. One-0 pitch coming to the right-handed hitter. Here it is, in the dirt. It's 2-0. So that rally Cardinal really started off. Three and one, sorry, 2-0 the count. 3-1 Ball State with the lead. Klein from the stretch. And here it is to their 2-hole hitter. A little bit outside, 3-0. So Powell now with 9 doubles, 26 runs batted in. Cardinals up by 2, trying to sweep the doubleheader and series. 3-0 pitch, overthrew it high, it's ball 4. First and second, the runners, 2 gone, top of the 5th, Rob Smith out, pitching change now. 60-second pause with Ohio down 2 here in the 5th. Klein's day is done, probably deserved a better fate. This top of the 5th, and Ohio trails it 3-1. And here's Jeff Riedel, singled in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st, brought in a run, the first one of the day for the Cardinals. 0-1 the count on a swing and a miss. The inning started with a strikeout of Brockhouse. Then a double for Ricotta. Then Blankenberger flued out. Walk for Kirkpatrick, double for Powell, walk for Sebi. Klein will stay in the ballgame in DH. Blessing from the stretch in the 0-1. Fly ball hit a ton to right center field. Long run, long run, long run. It will hit off the warning track and bounce off the wall and will clear the bases. Powell scores, Sebi behind him, throw to third late, head first slide, and an RBI, 2 RBI triple by Jeff Riedel. And the Max Player of the Week gives Ball State a 5-1 lead here in the 5th. Fabic and Sargent were off, but that ball had a whole lot of pace to it and went to the wall. Triple for Riedel. That's triple number 6 for him on the year. And the Cardinals are on top by 4. Inning continues here for Hulecki. The first one's a strike from Blessing. It's 0-1. A lot of damage with 2 outs. 0-1 the count and the pitch. Bouncing ball wide of third, foul. 0-2. Hulecki flew out in the second. Struck out looking in the 4th. 5 unanswered Cardinal runs. 1 to tie in the 4th, 4 here in the 5th. 0-2 the count on Hulecki. Blessing from the stretch. And that missed somewhere, low and outside. It's 1-2. The innings Ball State has led in this series, way exceeding Ohio's lead. 1-2, line drive to center. Fabic coming in, makes the head-high catch with one hand, and the inning finally is done. But the Cardinals score 4. On 3 hits, there were no errors and a man left. Halfway home, and the Cats have work to do. Down 5-1 here in the last of the 5th coming. This is Bob. Moves into nighttime now, and Ohio is flirting with getting swept in this series. Outscored now 24-3. First pitch to Picnic is rifled into the left field corner for a base hit. It one helps the wall. It's a leadoff 2-bagger for Tanner Picnic as he stands on second to start off the bottom of the 5th. Here's Michael Klein, who will stay in the ball game and DH. Picnic has 11 doubles on the year now, so he is a triple and a single shy of the cycle. Here's Michael Klein. Struck out and walked. Hits here now on the bottom of the 5th. And the pitch, fastball strike from Kyle Nicholas. Remember, he took a line drive off of his side, but stayed in the ball game an inning ago. Ball State did have activity just in case in their pen, but that's quieted now. Leadoff man on at second, and Ohio needs to score. Klein golfs one to left into the gap, and that ball will get down and get to the wall. Hitting third and scoring his picnic. Klein will stand up with a double, and now he takes a big turn at second and goes back to the bag. Back-to-back doubles for the Bobcats. It is 5-2. Good start here to the bottom of the fifth. RBI for Klein on his 8th double of the year. RBI number 28. And Rich Maloney out of that first base dugout. They did have activity in the Ball State pen. It just ended. He was warm. And now Kyle Nicholas will depart. So Ohio has a run in. Runner on at second. 5-2 here in the fifth. Ball State goes to the pen. Giannini 0 for 2 today. TJ Baker makes his first appearance in this series. Baker, his 12th game, 3-4 with a 3.84 ERA. Sorry, that's John Baker. TJ making his 13th appearance, 2-0 with a 4.43 ERA. Ball State fields Ohio's bunting. Giannini takes the ball. It's 1-0. TJ Baker, 16 strikeouts, 12 walks. Opponents hitting .228 against him. Giannini squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes one low and away. It's 2-0. So Ricotta is charging at first. The wheel play will be on with Freed, the second baseman, going to first to cover on a play there. Third baseman Kirkpatrick at the cut of the grass at third. How about a little butcher boy here? 2-0 pitch. Pulled a bunt, takes it back. It's a ball. 3-0 the count. Backside throw to second, not in time. Now with the 3-0 count, will you get a green light here? The butcher boy would be to shell bunt and then slap at the ball. Hasn't tipped his hand, now he does. 3-0 pitch. Bunt put down near the mound. There would have been a play at third. The momentary indecision allowed the runner to get to third. Baker overthought it. Runners on the corners here. He had a play at third. Klein was dead to rights between second and third. And if he just threw to first, or rather threw to third when he thought about it, there would have been a rundown at the very least, but Klein would have been out. Instead, the pause by Baker allowed Giannini to reach. Runners on the corners and nobody gone. And Ohio gets a gift. Ryan Sargent bats now.
Sargent.
There would have been a play at third, but they just didn't make it. And Ohio hopefully can make the Cardinals pay. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth, run already in. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back. It is it's Sargent, and he takes a ball. It's 1-0. Time called. Sebi out to the mound. I mean, Klein was basically not even halfway to third, and he would have been thrown out, or at the very least a run down, but Ohio gets the benefit there. And the thing about it was, Baker thought about going to third to begin with. But then he went there after a pause. 1-0 pitch, squares to bunt, puts it down in front of the mound. Giannini will take second. It wasn't a suicide, and everybody's safe. Klein goes back to third. Nobody was covering first. On is Sargent with the bunt. So Ball State has really overthought it. And now the bases are loaded again for Ohio with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. It was not a suicide squeeze. It was a safety squeeze with then a pause. And then back to the bag, Klein at third when the bunt was fielded by the pitcher cleanly. So now it's Klein at third, Giannini at second, Sargent at first, and here is Devin Garcia, who is 1 for 1 with a walk. Ohio with a golden opportunity here because Ball State just didn't make the play on play one and then didn't on play two. Garcia takes a fastball strike in the outside edge. It's 0-1. Ohio's left 7 today. Ohio's been void of timely hits for a lot of the conference season. Got to come through here to give the Cats a chance. 0-1 pitch from Baker. Low and outside. Good save by Sebi. It is 1-1. Isn't it amazing that they didn't make the right play on bunt 1, and then on bunt 2, the Bobcats load the bases? TJ Baker has cooked up a little bit of a problem here. 1-1, strike on the outside black. 1-2 the count. Ohio down by 3 in the last of the fifth. Lights taking effect here as the sun finishing up setting in the west. TJ Baker from the stretch. Garcia waits. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Swung at ball 2. Fastball that apparently was too tantalizing. There's one away. And here's Sebastian Fabic. The amount of strikeouts for Ohio in this series is just eye-popping. That's 1 for Baker. That is 7 in this game. Ohio struck out 17 times in the opener of the doubleheader. So that's 24. They've struck out 38 times in this series. Holy cow. Breaker misses outside by Baker. It is 1-0. The next one, strike called. It's 1-1. Bases loaded here. 1 away. Bottom of the fifth, still a long way to go, but another opportunity for the Bobcats. 1 run in, back-to-back double start of the inning. Good restraint by Fabic. It's 2-1. Baseball can certainly be a game-by-game thing. Fabic's year numbers aren't eye-popping, but he apparently is seeing the ball well here today. 2-1 the count, 1 away, bases loaded. Ohio out hitting them 7-4. Need a big hit here. 2-1, outside, 3-1. Also, a bases loaded walk wouldn't be bad either. Klein at third, Giannini at second, Sargent at first. Ohio down by 3 and trying to battle back. Outfield straight up, not much wind. The 3-1 pitch from Baker. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Cardinals a strike away from their 39th strikeout in the series. Bases loaded for the Bobcats for the second time today. Left 3 in the third. Baker from the stretch. Time called by Fabic. Ohio's 20 hits in the series. Trying to come through with a timely hit. Payoff pitch with one gone. Outside, got away from the catcher. Run comes in to score. It's a bases loaded walk. No further advancement of the runners. It is now 5-3. Good at bat by Fabic. And here's Aaron Levy to bat with the bases loaded. And Ohio down by 2. So Klein scores. Giannini to third. Sargent to second. Fabic at first. Here is Aaron Levy. Bases packed with Cats. Ohio down by 2. Base hit would tie the game. Here it is. Low and inside, it's 1-0. Levy this year with the bases loaded is 0 for 4. 59th at bat for the Bobcats with the bases full this year. Right on left and the 1-0 pitch coming. Low and inside, good save. It's 2-0. This is the most stress that Ball State has had this weekend. They have largely led the entire way, with the exception of early today when Ohio was on top 1-0, then Ball State tied it in the fourth. 2-0 pitch here to Aaron Levy. Swing and a pop-up foul. Third base side and out of play. It's 2-1. This is also the first multi-run inning of the series. Ohio scored 1 in the 8th on Friday, and just 1 run in the first game of this doubleheader in the 5th. 2-1, fly ball hit a ton to right center field. This ball carries. This ball is going to the warning track and a sliding catch made by Riedel and Wright. Plugged up the gap. 1 run comes in to score. That is Giannini. Tags and scores, and it is 5-4. On a long fly out to right center field and a really good catch by Riedel. He's made 2 of them today. 1 against Rudy Rote, and that one there as that was scalded to the gap and right. Runners on the corners, 2 gone, 5-4 Ohio trails, a 3-run inning, and here is Trevor Hafner back to the top of the lineup. Hafner today, 2 walks and a ground out. Hits here now in the home half of the 5th. 3 runs in. Gotta credit Riedel there for a good play. He skidded on his knees to make that catch. Right around the 380 marker in the right center field gap. Hafner waits. T.J. Baker from the stretch. Ohio down by a run, 2 gone to the pitch. That's high, hung high, it's 1-0. Ohio down by a run here in the last of the 5th. Sunday evening baseball. And if you think about it, there aren't all that many other games going on across all of baseball right now. 1-0 pitch. That's low. It is 2-0. Because figure, there aren't a lot of Sunday night games in minor league baseball. There's only 1 game in professional Major League Baseball. College series are done. So it's the Cardinals, Cubs, Ball State, and Ohio, and that's pretty much it. 2-0, low. It is 3-0. 2 gone, runners on the corners. Bottom of the 5th, and Ohio down by a run. Bobcats showing a little battle back here to try to salvage a game in this series. Baker's certainly wobbly right now. And here it is. There's a strike. It's 3-1. And this, unless you have real short-term memory, will make you further frustrated by the fact that Ohio has stranded 7. But that's in the past now. 3-1. Popped up. This is into shallow left center. Who wants it? Coming in is Brockhouse, and he will make the catch. And the inning's done. But Ohio scores 3. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a couple left. We have played 5 in a brand new. Brand new ball game as we move on to the 6th. 5-4. Ohio trails Ball State, but a 3 spot in the 5th for the Cats. Cardinals lead it off with Seth Freed, 5, 6, and 7 scheduled against Corey Blessing. 1-1 the count. Freed grounded out in the 2nd and popped out in the 4th. Hits here now in the 6th. 1-1 pitch coming. Check swing and a pitch that's outside to the left-handed hitter. It's 2-1. Not much breeze at the ballpark. It's cooled off a little bit. It was 70 at its peak earlier today. Pitch misses low and inside. It's 3-1. Told you we'd update you on Mitch Longo. Saw his dad walking by here, so that's a good reminder. Mitch Longo currently for the Lynchburg Hillcats in the Advanced A Carolina League is clubbing the ball. 316 is his average. Fly ball foul, 3-2 the count. And not only is he hitting 316, but he has a lengthy hitting streak working now. 3-2 pitch, called, strike 3. Blessing's first K of the day. Freed goes down on strikes. He's 0 for 3. Here's Colin Brockhouse.
Number 9, Colin Brockhouse.
Well, let's total it up here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 games if I'm looking at it right. Line drive to center there by Brockhouse, and there's Fabic for the out. There's 2 away. 2 gone here in the 6th. Ohio trails at 5-4. But what a hitting streak. Started back on April the 12th with 2 hits against Wilmington. And that continues on to now as they're playing Myrtle Beach at home. It's a great season for Mitch Longo. Here's a pop-up, back to home and out of play by John Ricotta. Doubled back in the 5th, flew out the 3rd. But Longo has soared up the Indians' prospect list. Mahoning Valley up to Lake County. Lake County up to Lynchburg. There's a strike in the outside edge. It's 1-2. Finished up last season with Lynchburg and now starts the season with them. Double-A Akron not far away. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Foul. First base side. Actually behind the plate. Now to play. He'll turn 24 on January the 12th. Mitchell Patrick Longo. Drafted in the 14th round of the 2016 draft by Cleveland. 1-2 the count here. Top of the 6th and the pitch. Brushes Ricotta back. It's 2-2. 5-4 Ball State. Top of the 6th. Bases clear. 2 gone. Blessing trying for a spotless 6th. From the line. Here it is to the Ball State first baseman. In the dirt. 3-2. Longo for Mahoning Valley hit .307. Then combined between Lake County and Lynchburg last year. Hit .361 at Lake County in 55 games. Then in 5 games with Lynchburg to finish out the year, he went 9 for 16. This year, 25 games with Lynchburg, 30 for 95. Doesn't have a homer, is driven in 6. 3-2 pitch here, called, strike 3. And blessings on blessings. A 1-2-3 rack in the 6th. Ball State goes down in order. 5-4 Ohio trails. We go to the bottom of the 6th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. And Ball State. Bobcats trail at 5-4. Rudy Rote to lead it off. 2, 3, and 4 scheduled here against T.J. Baker out of that Ball State bullpen. Ohio with a run in the first on the Tanner Picnic home run. 1 in the 4th for the Cardinals, 4 in the 5th. 3 for Ohio to answer in the bottom of the 5th, and batting here in the 6th. And there's a fly ball hit a ton to right, and this ball game's tied. A long, long Bobcat blast. Rudy Rote, pitch 1, rips it out of here to the softball field, and we're tied at 5. He absolutely uncorked on that. And we're level at 5. Wow. That ball was absolutely blasted. That's home run number 11. Oh, man. He hit one to the batter's eye, one of the higher ones off the eye that we've seen here in a number of years. And Rote just ravaged on that one. My goodness. Here's Tanner Picnic, pops one behind the plate. near the screen and off the roof. That ball was to the softball field in right center. That thing was absolutely crushed. Holy cow. That's one of the longer home runs we've seen here. That's Mark Krause territory. 0-1 is high. On Picnic, it's 1-1. He absolutely read Baker's mind and then ripped it out of here. Low and outside of the next one, it's 2-1. Still can't get over the fact that it bounced off of the softball wall in left field. 2-1 on Picnic, who's 2 for 3 today. That's high and wide. It is 3-1. Talk about guys who will have a chance on the next level. Rudy Rote will. As we talked about Mitch Longo last inning. 3-1 to count. Baker misses low. Ball 4. Picnic walks on base for the 3rd time today. Here is Michael Klein.
Number 27, Michael Klein.
To just ambush pitch 1 like that. That must be an amazing thing. Not privy to a replay of it, but I'd love to see that again. All right, so Ohio has the go-ahead runner aboard. Nobody gone here in the 6th. Squaring to bunt is Klein. Rolls it to 3rd. Tough play. Kirkpatrick throws to 1st in time. It was tough because he had to feel it on the grass and then throw, and they still got Klein by a step and a half. Moving up to 2nd is Picnic. Nice job by Klein. Here's Tony Giannini. Talk about former guys from the MAC getting into the big leagues. Congratulations to Kent State's Eric Lauer. He picked up his first big league win today, and he did it in Mexico. The Padres won today over the Dodgers, and he picked up his first win. Line drive to right, in there for a base hit. Hitting 3rd and trying it is Picnic. Up with the ball in right and throwing it in is Riedel, and that stopped the runner Picnic at 3rd. He went back to the bag. It's a double for Giannini, unless they call it a single and taking 2nd on that. And Ball State's going to make a change. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Giannini lined that to right. The throw was from Riedel, and that was a good enough throw to Sebi at the plate, and Picnic had enough time to get back. Fort Worth. Spent a year there. So here's Ryan Sargent with runners on second and third. Gazowski, a right-handed arm. Sargent, a right-handed batter. Singled, struck out, and flew out today. Infield in for the Cardinals with one gone in the sixth. Gazowski from the stretch. And there's a fly ball to right center field. Will it be deep enough? Coming in is Riedel. He will be under it in shallow right center. Tagging and stopping at third is Picnic. Good decision. As the throw was in and cut off, but he would have been dead to rights at home. Two gone on the fly out to right. It just wasn't deep enough for Sargent. And here is Devin Garcia. Gazowski making his 20th appearance, 2-3 with a 2.38 ERA. 34 and a third innings of work now, 28 walks and 51 strikeouts. Gazowski has two saves. He is one of three pitchers on the Ball State roster that have two saves. Here's Garcia, strikeout, single, walk today. Takes a strike, it's 0-1. Infield back for the Cardinals now. In a couple of steps at third, though, is Kirkpatrick. Picnic at third, Giannini at second. 0-1 the count, two gone, bottom of the sixth. And the pitch. Rifled foul, first base side out of play. It's 0-2. So Ohio with 3 in the fifth and 1 in the sixth. The 1-2-3 inning by Blessing in the sixth. From a pitching standpoint for Ohio has been key. 0-2 the count. Gazowski to Garcia. High. It's 1-2. Just after 8 o'clock. Can Ohio get a two-out timely hit? The 1-2 to Devin Garcia. Called strike three. Fastball at the knees, inner half. And Ohio leaves two more. That's 11. Garcia strikes out for the second time. Strikeouts, 8 walks. Opposition hitting .204 against him. Jake Roan in there now on a key shutdown inning against the Cards. 8, 9, and 1 scheduled here. Tim Blankenberger grounded out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th, hits here now in the 7th. And the pitch is fouled back to the screen. It's 0-1. Hope you had a chance to hear that audio feature that I was able to do with Jake Rowan earlier this week. Interviewed him at just about the same spot in the home dugout that I did in his freshman year. 0-1. Bouncing ball right back to him. Right to the glove. Underhand toss after a halfway run to first, and he got him. The ball found the glove, and Rowan on the follow-through had it go right into the palm of that mitt. 1 gone. Here's Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick 0 for 1 today. So, yeah, I remember that interview his freshman year. We sat in that third base dugout talking about being the Friday guy. And I asked him if at that time I would have told him he would have been the all-time save leader, what would his reaction be? He said he would have laughed. Fly ball foul, first base side out of play. It's 0-1. But then his arm went dead at the end of his freshman year. 0-1, just missed outside of the right-handed hitter Kirkpatrick. It's 1-1. Overuse of the arm, dead arm. And then he missed all of 2015. 1-1 pitch from Rowan. Fly ball to center. Coming in is Fabic. Still on the run, still on the run, still on the run. And it will go off the glove of Hafner, the shortstop. And back safely to first is Kirkpatrick. That really wasn't his ball. Hafner went back to the infield. The ball hit his glove. And that probably should have been Garcia or Fabic. Instead, on is Kirkpatrick. Lineup card turns over. Here's Powell. As it stands right now, it's a single to left, but that was more of a position decision error than anything else. Powell 1 for 2 today. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. If that's Garcia or Fabic, that's probably a catch. Hafner, can't fault him, tried to make the play, but it went off the glove. 0-1 the count, 1 away, runner at first. Ball game tied at 5. We're in the top of the 7th. And the pitch, runner was going, then he stopped, and then Powell's hit by the pitch. So runners on first and second now, and here is Sebi. He's 0 for 2 today with the walk. He scored in the 5th. Chase Sebi, their catcher. Runners on first and second, 1 gone. Ohio still hasn't turned a double play in this series. Would love to get one now. It would be their 43rd on the year. So Rowan had to battle back, and he said 2015 was great for the program, and he was happy for his teammates, but he did feel bad he couldn't be in there. MAC championship year. The pitch is fouled to the screen. It's 0-1. And you can imagine some mixed emotions because as a competitor, you want to be out there. You want to be a part of it. But with that dead arm, he just wasn't able to. And then there was talks of him coming back as a bullpen arm and then closer. And that seemed to work out. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And he said that the demeanor of the closer and his mound presence was something that he figured early on. He said scouts look for that, and the arm prop-up has been part of that, and that's how he approaches each pitch. 0-2 is high. Sebi showed restraint. Though appeal, he didn't go around. It's 1-2. So in 2017, he, as the closer for the Cats, was able to nail down a whole bunch of wins and help Ohio get to the MAC championship and NCAA tournament. 1-2, just missed high, looked to be pretty good, over but high, it's 2-2. And he said 2017, he was pitching with a lot more purpose because he wasn't in there in 15. Set the record earlier this year at Towson, said it was a muted celebration because there was still a long way to go in the season. 2-2 pitch. High, 3-2. Runners on first and second here. One gone in the top of the 7th. He's from not far from where I'm from. I grew up in Bolingbrook. My parents live in Malta, Illinois, just outside of DeKalb, but we know that 8-hour drive back to Illinois very well, he and I. 3-2 pitch. Line drive down the line and left, foul to the Bobcat bullpen. We'll do it again at full. But it's been an emotional ride. He said his father was going turkey hunting this weekend and would have been upset if we played that audio feature and he wasn't able to hear it. But the good news was we tweeted that out on Wednesday, and hundreds of people have heard Jake Rowan's story, which is pretty cool. A lot of fun highlights in there. 3-2 the count. A bluff move back to second. That was to see if Kirkpatrick would be off with the pitch. Kirkpatrick at second. Powell at first. One gone, top of 7. After Ohio lost 15-1 in the opener, the Cats are tied at 5. Bouncing ball left side into left field for a base hit. Hitting third is Kirkpatrick. Green light on. The throw from Garcia to the plate is too high. Sliding in safely is Kirkpatrick. And Ball State takes a 6-5 lead on an RBI single to left by Sebi. Stopping at second is Powell. Here's Jeff Riedel. That was hit on the ground. Giannini did dive at third, but couldn't make the play. He really tried to extend his range. And so the 6th hit of the day for Ball State brings in the go-ahead run to this point, 6-5 Cardinals. One gone here in the 7th. And Ball State takes the lead back, and this time against the all-time save king in Ohio history. Here is Riedel, and he pops one foul. First base side now to play. Ohio's left 11 runners today. Ball State has stranded 2. One gone in the 7th. Riedel's Ball State's best hitter. Single and a triple. 3 ribbies here in the nightcap. 0-1 the count of the pitch. Fly ball down the line and right. Long run for Sargent near the Ball State pen, and he can't make the play. It's in the bullpen. It's 0-2. Ohio's now been outscored in the doubleheader. 21-6. Outscored 25-7 in the series. Ball State has 28 hits. 0-2 pitch. Fly ball hit well to right center field. Moving back on its Fabic. He's in front of the warning track. Makes the catch. Tagging at second and going to third is Powell. The throw to second is hopped away from Hafner, but he retrieves it. Runners on the corners with 2 gone. And here is Hulecki, who is 0 for the day. He is 0 for 7 in the doubleheader. He is 1 for 9 in his trip to Athens. 2 gone, runners on the corners, top of the 7th, and Ohio's down 6-5. It's just been a tough year for Rowan because he's been hit more than we've seen. But it's been a career that's had a lot of chapters. And the pitch. Big swing and a miss on a fastball. It's 0-1. And I certainly pull for all of these guys, but the fact that Jake's been here now for 5 years and we've seen him battle back from injury. 0-1, misses outside, fastball rode away from him. It's 1-1. Just got to respect what he's gone through. Friday night guy, had the injury, had to fight back, came back as a closer, all-time saves leader. You don't see a lot of all-time records broken. Saw the hit record broken. Jake Madsen during my time here. Saw Jake Madsen last weekend in Southwest Ohio. He works for a pharmaceutical company now. He's a businessman. 1-1. Popped up, shallow right. Moving back on it is Levy. Now gives way to Sargent, makes the catch. Shouldn't say he's just a businessman. He's doing really well. 25 years old. He said coming back to Athens was interesting for him. He said he felt old. I said, how do you think I feel? Ball State takes the lead 6-5. Stretch time in the nightcap. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. And back out there now to start the inning. Saw T.J. Baker and today's starter Kyle Nicholas. So Fabic 2 for 2, seeing the ball well. Walked, 2 singles. Hits here now, down a run. Cats are going to have to battle back again. Here it is from Gazowski. That's high. It's 1-0. 6-5 Ball State. Give them credit. They got to rolling in the 7th. From the stretch is Gazowski, and the tall righty fires low. And hopped in, it's 2-0. Ohio right now in a tough spot. If the season were to end today, Ohio's not in the MAC tournament. Ohio is flirting with being 8-13. Figure you got to get to around 13 or 14 wins, and with the rest of this game and the rest of the conference season, there's 7 left. 2-0, low. And they're pitching around. Sebastian Fabic, perhaps? 3-0 the count. From the stretch, Gazowski throws a strike in there. It's 3-1. Fabic, the 8-hole hitter. Ohio with 9 hits and 5 runs. Gazowski from the stretch in the 3-1. Low ball 4, and Fabic has been on each plate appearance today. 2 walks, 2 singles, and here is Aaron Levy, who is 0 for 2. Time called. Ball State's pitching coach out to the mound. There is activity in their pen. They have a side armor down there. Ohio with a run in the 1st, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. But if Ohio doesn't come back in this one, you've got to win 5 of 6 against Western Michigan and then Central Michigan. And the team knows that. But you think back to that Bowling Green and Toledo series. Both on the road. And Ohio lost them both. This is the 3rd MAC home series. We've had a doubleheader in each of them. Northern, Eastern, and now Ball State. 6-5, Ball State with the lead. Bottom of the 7th inning, Gazowski, and Levy squares to bunt and pulls it back and takes one low. It's 1-0. Ohio had a chance for much more in the bottom of the 6th. Put up 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Levy squares to bunt, left-handed hitter. Gazowski puts it in there, bouncing the ball right back to the mound. Doesn't have a play at second, throws to first in time. Sacrifice complete, 1-3. Up to second goes Fabic. Tying runner 180 feet away. Back topside now to Trevor Hafner. 1 gone, home half of the 7th, 6-5 Cardinals. Hafner 0 for 2 today. Grounded out in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, flew out in the 5th. Hafner, the right-handed hitter, base hit ties the game. And the pitch, fastball strike in the outer edge. 0-1. Lights on here, full force now. Sun is set in the west. Sunday evening now. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Hafner wears 1. 0-2 the count. Trying to come through with one big hit. Gazowski from the stretch. Tall right-hander fires on 0-2. Up and in, 1-2. Hulecki, Brockhouse, Riedel, in the outfield left to right. Kirkpatrick, Powell, Freed, Ricotta in the infield left to right. Battery of Gazowski and Sebi. 1-2 the count, 1 gone, runner at second. And the pitch. Hafner swings and pops it foul, back at home. Originally, we were going to get going at noon, then 1, then 2, and now we're in the nightcap of the doubleheader. 1-2 the count, 1 gone. Out at second is Fabic. Gazowski from the stretch and the pitch, low and outside. Sebi had to save it. 2-2 the count. Rained out yesterday, 2-hour rain delay on Friday night. In the home season this year, we just haven't had a regular series. Always some sort of weather complication. 2-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Good eye by Hafner. 3-2 the count. Need as many runners on base for Rudy Rote as you can get. 3-2 the count, 1 gone here in the 7th. Ohio trying to come back again. Gazowski from the stretch and the pitch. Pop-up foul. And Hafner's hanging in. Hafner's really let the facial hair grow as the season's gone along. The last time he shaved. It's a baseball look, though. 3-2 the count. Long at bat here. Gazowski for Hafner, and instead a bluff move back to second. Ohio down a run. The sophomore from Perrysburg waits on 3-2. That's low. That's ball 4. First and second, the runners here. It got away for a moment, but no advancement from second. So runners on first and second now for Rudy Rote. He hit a home run that hasn't landed yet. In the bottom of the 6th, the softball field in right. If he does it again, Ohio leads at 8-6. One gone here in the home half of the 7th. 6-5 Ball State. Rote struck out, walked, flew out, and homered. 1 for 3 on the day. One gone, runners on first and second. Fabic at second, Hafner at first. Rote, the left-handed batter, waits. And the pitch. Wasn't ambushing the first pitch, takes it high, it's 1-0. He was ready for pitch 1 an inning ago. Rote, the Wisconsin native, fellow Brewer fan, waits here on 1-0. In the dirt, knocked down by Sebi. No advancement of the runners. 2-0 the count. They're going to be real careful now. They're probably going to roll the dice to not give him a good pitch. Now, clearly you don't want to load the bases, but this is not your standard case. If they really try to challenge Rudy Rote, I'd be very impressed. Also, partially shocked. 2-0 the count, runners on first and second, one gone, home half of the 7th. Rote waits in the pitch, swinging a foul tip. They went in on him, give him credit. It is 2-1. Will they again? I believe the home run that he hit on Friday was on a 2-1 count, and that was to the batter's eye in center. About 2 beams up, 2 rungs up on the batter's eye. Just to the left is straightaway center. Outfield is straight up and very deep. 2-1 from Gazowski to Rote. Swinging a pop-up foul. Third base side, out of play. They are challenging him. It is 2-2. And this is not to say that Rudy Rote is Babe Ruth, but he's been a MAC equivalent, at least this year, at the upper end of the conference from a hitting standpoint. In the top 3 in a lot of categories, home runs included. Hit his 10th earlier. Can he hit his 11th now? 2-2 pitch with 1 gone in the 7th, and Ohio down a run. Bouncing ball, base hit through the left-hand hole. Fabic hits third, he's going to score. Tie ball game at 6 on an RBI single by Rudy Rote to left. Great piece of hitting, went the other way. And because of a little bit of a shift, that allowed the hole to be vacated a bit. Runners on first and second now. Rudy Rote comes through. Here's Tanner Picnic, and we're tied again. Hafner stopped at second. Fabic scores, and that leadoff walk comes back to burn Ball State. So here's Picnic, who homered back in the first. 2 for 3 today. He is a single and a triple shy of the cycle. Struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 6th, so this would be the super cycle. Bouncing ball wide of 3rd, foul. If you add a walk in there. Now, the triple would be well timed here because obviously that would clear the bases. Ohio out hitting Ball State 10-6. Finally some timely hits. 0-1 the count. Gazowski from the stretch. And a bluff move back to second. Everything else obviously in the MAC is done. Just some West Coast games going on now in college baseball. Big West, West Coast Conference, Pac-12. 0-1 pitch from Gazowski. Swinging a foul tip. It's 0-2. 1 gone here in the 7th, and a ball game tied at 6. A long day at the park. Approaching 8 hours. 0-2 pitch. Foul to the left of the Ball State dugout. We'll do it again at 0-2. The Cards have about a 3.5, 4 hour bus ride ahead of them whenever this ends. So they'll be home in the early morning hours. 0-2 the count, 1 gone. Ball game tied at 6. Ohio trying to salvage a game in the series. Bouncing ball, nub back to the mound. Underneath Gazowski's glove. He scampers for it, has no play. Bases loaded. Gazowski fell off to the right side of the mound, even with the mound. It went under his black mitt. He's a tall right-hander, so he really has to bend down to try to pick up the ball. And Ohio has another bases-loaded chance here with one gone in the 7th. Ohio is stranded 11, but still is tied at 6. Hafner at third, Rote at second, Picnic at first. Here's Michael Klein, who started the ball game, pitched pretty well, but now is the DH. That is ruled an error. Pitches a strike. It is 0-1. That was underneath the glove of the pitcher. Gazowski probably should have made the play. Definitely should have made the play, but the bases are loaded. 0-1 pitch. Misses inside. 1-1 the count. Everybody with the exception of Levy and Hafner have had a base hit here in the nightcap for Ohio. 1-1 the count. One away in the home half of the 7th. We're tied again. And the pitch over but low. 2-1 the count. Some more timely hits here in the nightcap than Ohio has had in recent memory. Got to have one more here to take the lead. You'd like to do it in the 7th to get 6 more outs for Jake Rowan to get. 2-1 pitch. Foul tip back to the screen. 2-2. Two and two the count, one gone. Last of the 7th. Play-by-play voice of Eastern Michigan University listening on his drive back to his mansion in suburban Detroit. Chad Bush listening. Thank you. On the way back from Mount Pleasant, where he called 2 wins for the former Hurons, current Eagles, up on the mid-Michigan Mount. Drive safely. Thanks for listening. You're a good friend. 2-2, swing and a miss. On a slider, low and outside. 2 gone, bases remain loaded. Klein goes down. Here's Giannini. So Tony G up there again with a good chance. Two gone here in the 7th. Ball game tied at 6. Giannini trying to come through. On at third is Hafner, Rote at second, Picnic at first, and the pitch is low and outside on a hard one. It is 1-0. Giannini flew out, struck out, reached on a fielder's choice and scored and singled. And he swings through a breaking ball here that was low and inside. 1-1 the count. That swooped low and inside, but it had a lot of arc to it. 1-1. Bases loaded again. Bottom of the 7th. Gazowski from the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. And missed up and in. It was an overhand changeup. Really tried to elongate his release. It is 2-1. Not many lights on in West Green. You just see the red bulbs over the power plant down the left field line. You see the lower ring of the convo lit up, but that's about it. Lights at the ballpark. 2-1, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Commencement was yesterday. Graduation here. Town empties out a little bit. A lot. And it is just a lazy Sunday night. A little bit of chill to the air now. Temperatures in the 70s today. Ohio lost 15-1 in game 1. Tied at 6 now. Bottom of the 7th. 2 gone to the pitch. Fly ball, weakly hit, shallow center, and this will be caught. Second baseman freed out to make the catch. If that was hit just a little bit more into shallow center, it would have scored 2. Instead, the Bobcats strand 3. They've left 14. We're tied at 6 as we go to the 8th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Number 8. Far more than it loses the rest of the way, including today. Seth Freed to lead it off for the Cardinals. It is Freed, Brockhouse, and Ricotta. Freed, their second baseman, left-handed hitter, 0 for 3. Brockhouse 0 for 3. Ricotta 1 for 3. Ball State has 6 runs on 6 hits. First one from Rowan, dips low and inside. It's 1-0. Cardinals led 5-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. Then Ohio 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Some light blues and purples in the sky. Rain cleared out. Rained here a ton over the weekend. Thus, the reason why we're playing right now. That should be home eating pizza. 1-1 outside, 2-1. Ball game tied at 6. Freed is their 5-hole hitter in the pitch. Outside, 3-1. Got to give the Cards credit for what they've been able to do this weekend. They'd really started to play good baseball over the last couple of weeks. That's continued here. 3-1, outside, ball 4, leadoff walk. And that's always tough no matter who the pitcher is, but particularly when it's Roan and particularly where you battle back to tie the game at the bottom of the 7th. So here is Colin Brockhouse. Fly out, strikeout, line out. Ball game tied at 6, top of the 8th. Cardinals trying to chirp their way to 13 league wins. And the pitch. Inside, 1-0. There is activity in the Bobcat bullpen. This is an interesting spot. We haven't seen Jake Rowan come in situations like these. 1-0. There's a strike. Maybe a generous call. Was brought back into the zone by Picnic. Good framing there. It's 1-1. Runner at first. Nobody gone. Top of the 8th. Ball game tied at 6. Cardinals in red tops, red helmets, white pants. Ohio in black tops, white pants. Pant legs pulled up to Rowan's knees. Comes set. Throw to first. Chases the runner back. You wonder about the opportunity for bunting. For Brockhouse. Giannini is back at third. Rote holding the runner on at first, obviously. He is not a bunter. He's a hard-hitting center fielder, and he swings and misses. It's 1-2. Told you he comes from an athletic family. 2 sisters played collegiately in their respective sports. Drafted a couple of times. Brockhouse from Fun Wayne, Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Just up I-69 from Muncie. 1-2 the count. Brockhouse, middle of the box, right-hand side. Black bat, 2 batting gloves, and the pitch. Sweeps outside, it's 2-2. That was a hard slider from Rowan. Count level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No activity in the Ball State bullpen. There is a right-hander up in the Cat pen. 2-2, low and outside. 3-2 the count. They're really trying to execute that slider for a swing and a miss. Brockhouse showed restraint there. That's a pitch that power hitters love. Three-two pitch, runner goes. Low, ball 4. And a high toss of the bat over towards the Ball State dugout. Back-to-back walks here in the top of the 8th. Ohio and the Cardinals tied at 6. Here's John Ricotta. 1 for 3 today. Flew out, doubled, and struck out looking. Ohio's going to have to turn a magic trick here in the top of the 8th. Ball State is left just 4. Ohio has left 10 more than that. This has been an entertaining ball game. This would have been a lot better served in Game 1. Would have added a little bit more buzz to Game 2, but it was all Cardinals. They were on top 4-0, 6-0, 11-0, then 11-1, then added more just for their fun at the end of the game. Giannini in at third. Hafner pulled towards second at short. Ricotta squares to bunt, and a bluff move back to second to see if he tipped his hand, and he did. Long day at the yard. In at first is Rote on the grass. Giannini at the cut of the grass at third. Here it is. Bunt pulled back, took a strike. 0-1. The count here in the top of the 8th. Runners on first and second. Both on walks. Rowan straightens up. And the 0-1, instead of bluff, move back to second. Most of the Cardinals out on the steps of the dugout on the first base side. No railing in front of the dugouts on either side, which is a disaster waiting to happen, unfortunately. But it's just the way it is here. 0-1, slap towards right. Sargent back, settles, leans in, makes the catch. Tagging at second is Freed. He's tried it to third. The throw is cut off. Runners on the corners now. 1 away here in the 8th. Freed with a head-first slide at third. The throw never actually got there. It was held by Hafner in the cut. Double play is in play. Here's Tim Blankenberger, who is 0 for 3 today. Grounded out, flew out, grounded out. Hits here now on the 8th with runners on the corners. Can the Cats turn the double play magic trick to get out of it and keep this thing tied at 6 going to the bottom of the 8th? Blankenberger, their DH. Open stance, left-handed hitter in the pitch. Popped it up, foul ground, third base side. Giannini over, back of the Bobcat dugout, out of play. 0-1 the count. Double play would be nice. Couple of blow-by strikes by Rowan would be nice too. Hasn't thrown a strike out yet. 2 walks today. On at third is Freed. Brockhouse at first in the pitch. A little bit inside. Backhand stop by Picnic. 1-1 the count. Also give the Cats some credit here. They lost 15-1 in the opener, so you wonder about the want-to in Game 2. Clearly it's there. 1-1, fly ball, left center field, and very deep, way back, and that ball is off the top of the wall. Coming in to score is Freed, rounding third, and green light on Brockhouse. Throw to the plate is late. It is a stand-up double that was a foot away from getting out of here by Blankenberger, and the Cardinals lead the game 8-6. To the right of the Bobcat logo in left center field. That ball was absolutely smashed and maybe a foot away from getting to the trees beyond the outfield wall. 8-6 Ball State with 2 here in the 8th. Here is Justin Kirkpatrick. That's the 8-hole hitter Blankenberger, a 2 RBI bases clearing double. And Ball State breaks through again. Kirkpatrick 1 for 2 today. Walked and scored, singled and scored, and the pitch hits him on the left shoulder, and he's in a bit of pain. And he will rifle the bat down and head to first. So a lot of base runners here against Jake Rowan, and we haven't seen this much over the years now since he's been a closer and Rob Smith's coming out. At the tail end of Jake Roan's home season in his career. Rob Smith comes out to the mound, and it's been a tough 2018 for Jake Roan. There is activity in Ohio's pen, and you wonder if Roan will be able to finish it out. Roan hands the ball to his head coach, and he is taken out of the game. One gone here in the eighth, 2 runs already in, runner on at second, 8-6 Cardinals. Jake Roan takes a walk back to the Bobcat dugout, and that hasn't happened much here in his career. Tell you about the new Bobcat arm after this 60-second timeout. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. CT Eddie Cutt, 6'1", 201 from Westlake, California. One gone, top of the eighth, Cut in for Ohio, and the pitch to Noah Powell is low and outside. It's 1-0. We've seen Cut in this series. Actually, we have not. No, we did, as a starter. My memory escaped me for a moment. He did start on Friday. I thought so. Went 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. This is rifled foul to the Bobcat dugout. So Eddie Cutt making his 24th appearance. (8-6) Cardinals. And they've just answered every time. Cut from the stretch, the kick in the 1-1. Bouncing ball to third, off the glove of Giannini, rolls down the left field line. Into scores Blankenberger. Sliding in at third is Kirkpatrick. Into second goes Powell. 9-6 Cardinals. Back of the bag, near the chalk. It did go off the glove of Giannini. It was a high backhand try. And then it kicked off the glove and just kept going down the line. Had so much topspin on the ball. And thus, the Cardinals are on top.
Number 20, Chase Sebi.
With a 4 spot here in the 8th. Here's Chase Sebi. They put up 4 on the board. It is actually 9-6, a 3-run 8th inning. Sebi squared a bunt, pulled it back, infield in, and he took a ball. It's 1-0. 9-6 Ball State. We are in the top of the 8th. 3 in. They put up 4 on the board, and now they've changed it. They want to make it any worse than it is, but it is 9-6. And the pitch. A little bit inside. On Noah Powell. Actually, this is Sebi. Powell's on at second. Line drive to left, in there for a base hit. 10-6 Cards. Sebi singles to left. 4 spot here, so It didn't need to be corrected, but there's 4. And the Cardinals are up 4.
Number 4.
Runners on the corners with 1 away. Sebi with the single. Here is Joey Riedel. Jeff Riedel, my apologies. It's been a long weekend, friends. 1 gone, runners on the corners. 10-6 Cards. Should know Jeff Riedel's first name. He's certainly left an impression on this series. One of the best in this league over the last couple of weeks. Cardinals have busted it open 10-6. And the pitch, square to bunt, puts it down, cut down to take it. Run comes in to score. Underhand toss to the bag at first. It is 11-6 as Jeff Riedel single, double, flew out and ground out. Now a sac bunt that brings in a run. Makes it a 5-run lead for the Cardinals. And here is Griffin Hulecki. Wow. 11-6. Breaking ball strike. It's 0-1 to Hulecki, who is 0 for 4. Fly out, strike out, fly out, fly out. Ohio might have to win out to get to Avon. In MAC play anyway. 0-1 pitch from Cut. Fly ball foul out of the park. It's amazing the turn of events. Ohio won that series at Kent State. You're thinking, all right, head to Miami, take care of business there. Ohio won the opener of that series, but then dropped the final 2. Then after that, this series against Ball State. 0-2 the count, 2 gone. Runner on at second. 5 in already in the pitch. In the dirt, hops away from Picnic. Wild pitch from Cut. Up to third goes Sebi. If you leave 14 runners on base, that's just entirely too many. In a game where you need every run that you could get. Hulecki looking for his first hit of this doubleheader. Ohio has 6 outs to get 5 runs. "26 runs in the doubleheader for the Cardinals. Bouncing ball kicks off the mound towards short. Hafner gloves it, throws to first. It is in time, barely. Hulecki grounds out, 0 for 5 in the nightcap. He is 0 for this doubleheader, but the Cardinals laying a number on the Cats. 11-6, we go to the bottom of the 8th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB.
Sargent.
And there's the long and short of it. Ryan Sargent to lead it off. Need to get 5 runs in the span of 6 outs or more. Sargent to lead it off. It is 6, 7, and 8. Sargent, Garcia, and Fabic. There's a strike. It is 0-1. To add to the fun here, it will start raining soon. Just after 9 o'clock, rain is expected to arrive. Pitch misses a little bit outside. It's 1-1. And I say fun sarcastically and facetiously. 1-1 the count. Sargent 1 for 4 today, singled in the 5th. Fly ball down the line and left, curling foul. 6 runs for the Cardinals in the last 2 innings. Heading up to 9 o'clock. 1-2 the count. From the stretch, it's Gazowski. And here it is. This is tapped to the right of the mound. Charging at second is Freed. Gloves, bobbles, safe at first is Sargent. Once it got past Gazowski, there was really no chance for anything more than that.
Number 3, Devin Garcia.
Here's Devin Garcia. As 2 bats just flew over the press box. I could tell they weren't flying like birds. I don't know if that's the Convo bat or not, but 2 bats definitely did fly over the field. And I don't know what that means, but it might be time to go soon. Garcia fouls one back to the screen. It is 0-1. We had a bat in the Convo, at least did, a couple years ago. And the bat was so popular that the bat started to tweet. Twitter account for the Convo bat. 0-1, misses outside. It's 1-1. And if they fly in here, I'm gone. You could handle the rest of the broadcast by yourself. 1-1 the count. Runner at first in the pitch. Bouncing ball just wide of third, up the chalk at third. 1-2 on Devin Garcia. 11-6 Cardinals, bottom of the 8th. Rain not far off, and I guess that would be appropriate for the way today is gone, the way this weekend is gone, the way life is gone. 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Do it again at 1-2. I have always hated Sunday nights. Just absolutely hated Sunday nights. I don't know what it is, but Sunday nights just stink. Maybe they'll get better in the future, but as of now, awful. 1-2 pitch coming to Devin Garcia. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 41 strikeouts on the weekend now for Ohio. 41.
Number 34, Sebastian Fabic.
Here's Sebastian Fabic, 2 for 2 today. Been on base every time, 2 walks, 2 singles. One gone, runner at first. They're not even holding the runner on. That's Ricotta behind Sargent in the pitch, high. It's 1-0. This is the 3rd doubleheader of the MAC season, all at home. 1-0 high and wide, 2-0. Ohio split with Northern, split with Eastern. In danger of being swept by Ball State. And 8-13 in the league That's a bitter Bobcat pill to swallow. 2-0. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Just after 9 o'clock. I didn't expect to do a station identification on Sunday night after 9 o'clock from the Wren. But this is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340, WOUB, Athens, Ohio, USA. 2-1 pitch. Low and outside, 3-1. This will be the last time that I'm in this booth this year. Max McDoulan will have the call for you next weekend. And then we'll gather in Mount Pleasant. And unless Ohio makes a heck of a run here, it could be playing out the string. Next weekend will be important against Western Michigan. 3-1 the count. Runner breaks from first. Fly ball foul. Out of play. First base side. Max under the weather this weekend. He had the PA duties on Friday night, so you heard him for an inning of play-by-play. Got a future as a broadcaster or as a George W. Bush impersonator. One of the two. The latter might be more profitable. Really have to pinch pennies in this profession. Fly ball over the screen, foul. It's 3-2. Three and two, the count, one gone. 11-6, Bobcats trail. Another sad Sunday night. Fabic, Ohio's 8-hole hitter, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. That's 42 strikeouts this weekend.
Number 30, Aaron Levy.
Here's Aaron Levy. Levy, the freshman from Cincinnati. He's got a bright future, 6'1", 173. Up and down freshman year, but a lot of freshman years are like that. Left-handed batter in the pitch from Gazowski. Low and inside, good save by Sebi. On at first is Sargent. Got on with an infield hit. Want to know the count. (11-6) Cardinals. And the pitch from Gazowski. High and wide. 2-0. That 5 spot in the 8th inning is just a monster number on that board right now in yellow bulbs and left. 2-0. Low and outside. 3-0 the count. It's been rare to see Ohio give up double-digit run totals in one day. (3-0) pitch. Called a strike in the inside edge. It's 3-1. Ball State starting pitching, with the exception of the latter stages of today's start, nightcap start, have been outstanding. Baker and then Jamison. 3-1 pitch from Gazowski. Popped him up, straight up to shoot. This is on the infield, back a second now. It drifts out there. The shortstop Powell has it, called it, and has the ball. Inning done. Ohio got the leadoff man on, can't move him around. 11-6 Cardinals as we go to the 9th. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. tough day for Jake Rohn. Ohio down by 5. Free to lead it off. He's 0 for 3. Did walk and score in the 8th. Struck out looking in the 6th. Out in the 4th. Grounded out in the 2nd. Hits here now. 0-1 the count. They're up by 5. Time calling to the plate. Still a lot of hours left for the Cardinals today. Shower up here, head on the bus, and head on up towards Columbus, over towards the state line, and up to Muncie. Ball State football will be here this year. It's been a while. 1-1 pitch, nubbed foul off the end of the bat. It's 1-2. Always enjoy going to Muncie for baseball, men's basketball, or football. Not a lot of spots there, but Brothers always is outstanding. 1-2 the count on Freed. And the pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. That is their 9th. That's 31 on the series now. Here is Colin Brockhouse.
Number 9, Colin Brockhouse.
Walked and scored in the 8th, lined out in the 6th, struck out in the 5th, flew out in the 2nd. Top of the 9th, they're up by 5. Pops this up into center on pitch 1. Underneath it is Fabic coming in, settles, makes a head-high catch with one hand. Don't need those sunglasses anymore. 1 gone to the 9th, Freed back to first. Here is Ricotta, who doubled and scored back in the 5th. Struck out in the 6th. Flew out in the 8th. Popped out in the 3rd. Hits here now in the 9th. Just look at that 5 spot in the 8th and the 15 runners that Ohio's left on today, and that's pretty much it. Pitch misses a little bit outside. From Eddie Cutt, it's 1-0. First-year Cat, he'll have a bright future out of that Bobcat bullpen, and we'll see maybe if he morphs into a starter at one point, a full-on starter. It's been a little bit haphazard this year with the injuries to the Bobcat starting staff. Good thing we did see Butch Baird earlier today, game 1 of the doubleheader. Want to know the count with 1 gone here in the 9th. Rain coming. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Cut from the stretch. Bouncing ball wide of third, foul. One and 2 the count with 1 away here in the 9th. Cut from the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That was actually a foul tip. Good pitch by Cut. Down in the zone. Ricotta goes down on strikes. Here is Blankenberger.
Number 40, Tim Blankenberger.
2 away, top of the 9th, 11-6, Ball State with the lead. Cut from the stretch and the pitch. Runner goes, bouncing ball wide of the plate, foul. 0-1. Runner on at first, 2 gone. Blankenberger 1 for 4 today, takes a strike. It is 0-2. If you're thinking about the Bobcat 9th, good thought. Hafner wrote picnic scheduled. 1, 2, and 3. Throw to first, chases the runner back just barely. Ohio 6 for 22 with runners on base today. Ball State, by comparison, 6 of 18. Runners in scoring position, 5 for 17, Ohio. On at first is Freed. 2 gone, top of the ninth. 11-6 Ball State. Cut from the stretch. And the pitch to Blankenberger, runner going, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the inning is over. The inning is over. There's some indecision on the field, but the inning is over. It really is late. Oh, man. I could have sworn that the inning was over, and then there was a whole lot of indecision. Don't need to give Ball State more opportunities than they've had. Inning done. We're off to the bottom of the ninth. 5 to tie, 6 to win. 11-6 Ball State. This is Bobcat Baseball on AM 1340 WOUB. Bottom of the ninth inning is on. Ohio needs 5 to tie and 6 to win in the 3 allotted outs that they have to play with. It will start with the top of the lineup. Trevor Hafner, ground out, walk, walk, fly out, walk. He has walked 3 times, which is a lot. Nolan Guzowski still on there for Ball State. The first one misses. It's 1-0. Bobcats down 11-6. From the stretch, it is Guzowski. And the pitch. Low. 1-1. This inning will conclude my 10th year of broadcasting here at the Wren. It's gone by. It feels like 8.5. 1-1, fly ball foul. First base side out of play. 1-2 the count. Some days it feels like it's just flown by. The other days, broadcasting an 11-6 game on a Sunday night after a 15-1 loss before makes it seem long. 1-2, misses outside. So 10 years sometimes feels like a dozen. But it's a job, and I'm here to do it until a bat flies into the booth and I'm gone. 2-2 the count. Here it is for Hafner. Swinging a foul tip into the mitt of Sebi. Strikeout number 43 this weekend.
Number 26. Rudy Rote.
My goodness. If I've done my math correctly, that is 43 strikeouts. Here's Rudy Rote. He's hit 2 tape measure shots this weekend. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. There are 81 outs in a 3-game series if you play them all in regulation. Ohio has struck out more than half of those outs. 0-1 pitch to Rote. High and wide. It's 1-1. Rudy today, single in that home run. Not going to win many ball games and series striking out like that or leaving runners like that. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back to the top of the screen. 1-2 the count. One and two the count on Rote. One gone, bases clear. Bottom of the ninth. Ohio down 5. Way high, back to the backstop. And the screen actually is come unattached at the bottom portion of the screen. So the screen still will do its job largely, but there is a chance the ball could come into the stands from the screen, which is always a danger. 2-2 pitch, fly ball, hit to left field. Easy play. Hulecki has it. 2 gone. Ohio down to their last out.
In the head for Bobcats, number 35, Noah Weiner.
Noah Weiner will pinch hit now. Weiner was a pinch hitter an inning, or rather a game ago. 2 gone here in the bottom of the ninth. 11-6 Ball State with the lead. Weiner will pinch hit here. He picked up his first hit a game ago. 0-1 the count. From the stretch, Guzowski. The 0-1, high, 1-1. Long day and largely frustrating day for the Bobcats here. 1-1 the count with 2 gone to the pitch. Popped up near first, foul ground, coming in Guzowski, and he makes the catch. And he seals the Ball State sweep. Cardinals win at 11-6. That's the ball game. Stay tuned. Our post-game report is next.